He's got swing in his rhythm. He's got swing in his beat. Swing is the kind of music make you pat your feet, put on your dancing shoes, throw away your blues. Today we're swinging Frankie's way. Put those hands together, let me hear the beat. Feel the music from your head to your feet. Ain't no other way. Swing is here to stay, 'cause today we're swinging Frankie's way. Hey, put those tootsies to the test. It's the sound that we love best. If it's got a swinging beat, make you pat your feet. Hey, turn around. Now, get down. Ain't no other way. Swing is here to stay, 'cause today we're swinging Frankie's way. Oh! Everybody swing. Hey, put those tootsies to the test. It's the sound that we love best. If it's got a swinging beat, make you pat your feet. Hey, turn around now. Get down. Oh, ain't no other way. Swing is here to stay, 'cause today we're swinging and we'll keep on swinging. Today we're swinging Frankie's way.
Yes, today we're swinging Frankie's way. We will do it the way he was doing it. You're listening to All That Swing by Big Daddy, music culture and history of the 30s and the 40s. I am a band leader and a double bass player of the Billy Bros Swing Orchestra. I'm also a DJ, MC, an historian, a cultural agitator, a radio host, and I'm interested in whatever is running around swing. And I'll do the best I can to entertain you for the next hour while listening to known songs or unusual swinging songs. The main focus is on the Swing Craze, but we will move from the early 900 until nowadays in order to have a wider sight of the roots, from the roots of jazz to the evolution of swing, dance, and swing music. This particular program that you will be listening to for 36 episodes is part of the Swing European Network project co-financed by the European Union, and this episode is the number 20. The Italian Swing Dance Academy, who I am a board member, represents Italy in this 3-year project that has 13 partners from 11 different European countries, and whose main focus is on the artist mobility in Europe. So now let's get started from where we left in the previous episode. It was May 37 with the Teddy Hill Orchestra talking about the Savoy, and now we are into the Savoy with the Count Basie Orchestra on June 37 live. Open up your ears, ladies and gentlemen, live. The name of the song is They Can't Take Death Away From Me.
Oh, Mother, burn my Macintosh. Warm, isn't it? It's Count Basie in the orchestra, and here's another tune called They Can't Take That Away From Me.
The way you wear your hair, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing all key, the way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me.
Live at the Savoy, ladies and gentlemen. June the 30th, 1937, Count Basie Orchestra and Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday couldn't record with the Count Basie Orchestra officially under the name of the Count Basie Orchestra because of the contract agreement with their recording company. But in a way or another, she recorded under her name with the Count Basie musicians, so she worked together anyway. But unfortunately, we cannot find songs with the Count Basie Orchestra and Billie Holiday. They never were able to do it. And this is an exception because this is a recording coming from a live broadcast at the Savoy on June the 30th, 1937. So there are just those 9 songs, 3 or 4 of them sung by Billie Holiday, officially with the Count Basie Orchestra. Now, let's step back to 1935. The mayor of Harlem, Willie Bryant, the one who invented the shim sham and tap dancing, along with producer, choreographer Leonard Reed. They were good friends of Miss Norma Miller. And let's listen to Jerry the Junker, 1935.
You've heard the story about Minnie the Moocher and about Smokey Joe. Well, gather round and let me tell you about a bloke I think you all should know. Folks all call him Jerry the Junker down in Chinatown. He's deep, dumb, blind, and lame. Still he kicks the gong around. Jerry the Junker, oh Jerry the Junker. Ragged clothes, run-down shoes, always singing the low-down blues. Misery just seems to ooze from poor Jerry the Junker. Now he was hollow-eyed and weary, run down like a heel. That come from slipping and sliding around on life's banana peel. A hot pipe was his only friend, an alley was his home, and a garbage can was his restaurant, and that's where he always dined alone. Jerry the Junker, oh Jerry, ragged clothes and run-down shoes, no wonder he's always singing the blues. Misery just
Willie Bryant Orchestra, the orchestra that he led from 1935 to 1937 and had a long residency at the Savoy, one of the best bands with great musicians and players like Benny Carter, like Coleman Hawkins, Cozy Cole, and so on. Another band that was a house band, became a house band since the first time entered the Savoy on September the 5th, 1937, Labor Day. It was the band of Al Cooper, the Savoy Sultans. They were a headache for every band at the Savoy. Challenging them. 9 people, and they didn't know what meant to give up. Everybody say they were terrific. So let's listen now. A song from 1938, Getting in the Groove, the Savoy Sultans. Yes, yes, yes. You're listening to All That Swing by Big Daddy, and that was the Savoy Sultans, 1938, Getting in the Groove. Now, on May the 11th, 1937, the Benny Goodman Orchestra entered for the very first time the Savoy to challenge the Chick Webb Orchestra. So that was an incredible night. All the Lindy operas were there. Everyone and his brother was there, and what a night. At the very end, the king of swing was Chick Webb, as Norma stated, as Frankie Manning stated, and until he passed in June 39, he was the king of swing. By the way, Benny Goodman entered the Carnegie Hall for the very first time 1 year later, on January 16, 38. 8, the same night that the Webb Orchestra was challenged by Count Basie Orchestra. And some of the Count Basie members, Count Basie himself, played at the Carnegie Hall and then rushed at the end to the Savoy. Everybody was there to attend this great challenging between those two bands. And in the meantime, the Count Basie Orchestra was led by Duke Ellington. Can you imagine? Can you believe what happened that night? Wow. But Benny Goodman entered the Carnegie Hall for a second time. One year later, yes, October 1939. And we're going to listen live from that night, a song that has been arranged both by Chick Webb and Benny Goodman, and their versions are so different. We've been listening in a previous episode, the Chick Webb's one. Now we're going to listen live, Benny Goodman with Lionel Hampton on drums. Don't be that way. Yes, live from the Carnegie Hall, the Benny Goodman Orchestra featuring Lionel Hampton on drums. Well, now let's proceed with the reading of the book Swingin' at the Savoy, the memoir of a jazz dancer. And who is the jazz dancer? Miss Nora Miller. She wrote that book in 1996, the first book ever to talk about the Lindy Hop in a lot of particular aspects. And so now we're talking about the Savoy at the World's Fair of 1939. The 1939 World's Fair featured a new phenomenon, television. One day, Whitey chose George Greenwich and me to go over to the television exhibit. It was the first telecast and we had no idea what to expect. We were introduced to George Jessel, the host of the show. George and I gave a scaled-down version of what we did at the Savoy. There wasn't an audience, so we finished to silence. Whitey rushed us back to the Savoy exhibit to do our evening show. The broadcast was rather uneventful, but the Lindy Hop was the first dance to be presented on television, 1939. With our relentless schedule, dancers were getting hurt every show. After 3 months, the decision was made to close the exhibit, and we packed up our things and closed the last weekend in June. Whitey already had new plans for us. The Hot Mikado was going to the World's Fair. It was to be the first Broadway show to ever play a fair. The theater was called the Music Hall, and the great Bill Robinson Bojangles would be coming along as the star. Whitey picked his best dancers for the show. This time he would have the giants of the dance. Frankie had just returned from Australia, and with the group from the Savoy exhibit available, he had his top teams to open the show. He added George and me, with Frankie and Lucille, Almins and Mildred, and Gladys and Shorty. What appeared to be a disaster wound up back at the top. Whitey bounced back bigger than ever. While at the fair, Whitey got into a tiff over money with Mike Todd, the producer of the Hot Mikado. He was promised a raise if the show was a hit, and evidently Mike Todd renegaded on his promise. One day, when we arrived at the theater to do the matinee, Whitey sent word down that we were to get dressed but not go on stage. Here we go again. Whitey got his raise. We didn't. No news. But he sent word to us that the boycott was over. That night, when the Three Little Maids number came on, the Lindy Hoppers were on the stage and again stopped the show cold. Like Bill Robinson said, the Lindy Hoppers take care of the first act, I take care of the second. 1939 was a big year for Whitey and for swing. Everybody and everything was swinging. Another classic was to be swung, a Midsummer Night's Dream, and it would open at the Center Theater in New York. It would be the biggest show attempted in a theater. It was to have the biggest cast on Broadway, and quite an impressive cast it was. The show had a young Dorothy McGuire in the role of the ill-fated lover, as well as Louis Armstrong, Maxine Sullivan, Juan Hernandez, Benny Goodman and his quintet, Don Voorhees' 26-piece orchestra in the pit, and Butterfly McQueen was Puke. Agnes DeMille did the choreography, and the sets were designed by Walt Disney. Whitey had 24 Lindy Hoppers working in the show, the largest number he ever had in one show at the same time. We were happy as larks. The theater was beautiful, the working conditions ideal. We would perform 8 shows a week and have a day off. Even the rehearsals were pleasant. Whitey had a very happy group this time. Opening night was so exciting. We had a big number in the second act, which opened with Goodman playing a number. The applause seemed to go on forever. Maxine Sullivan was Titania, and we were her little animals in the forest. Bill Bailey had a great Bees number with the choir singing a cappella with a swinging rhythmic beat. Louis Armstrong was Bottom, the one whose head turns into a jackass. Muggsy Spanier was on one side of the band shell with his quintet swinging on the growl horn, and on the other side was Benny Goodman with Lionel Hampton on the vibes, Fletcher Henderson on piano, and Charlie Christian on guitar. Everything in the show was fabulous. The deep rivers boy were the giant trees that stood in the forest. In spite of all this, Swing and the Dream didn't make it. We were devastated by the opening night reviews. Some critics said it was a mishmash of swing and Shakespeare. The lovers were white and all other members of the cast outside of the band members were black. The only thing that outlasted it was the song by Max Gordon, Darn That Dream, recorded by Louis Armstrong and Billie Holiday. So that was a strong hit for them. Some more work came our way. Olson and Johnson were preparing to do a Broadway-bound show called Helzapoppin, and we were picked to be its first dance act. We began rehearsals right after Swing in the Dream closed. The show opened in Boston Schubert Theater. We were to do 3 weeks there, then come to New York. This show got very bad reviews. The first part of the show to be dropped was our act. We did the first 3 weeks before getting the notice. We immediately returned to the Savoy. And that was Miss Norma Miller, 1939. And now she and the other dancers got back at the Savoy and they found Ella Fitzgerald leading the Chick Webb Orchestra. It was July, and less than 1 month later than Chick Webb passed. On July the 16th, 1939, here goes the Chick Webb Orchestra with Bill Beeson on drums, and the song we're going to listen to live is Sugarfoot Stomp. Play that thing. Ella Fitzgerald fronting the Chick Webb Orchestra, July 1939. Less than 1 month after Chick Webb passed. And now let's move to 1940 with Teddy Wilson Big Band. Teddy Wilson was a perfect swing pianist, light and flawless, but often hard swinging stride style. It was impressive as he used to play without making mistakes or distasteful notes. So at the beginning of his career in 35, he played with Speed Webb, Erskine Tate, Eddie Mallory Band. In 1933 with Louis Armstrong, Jimmy Noon, Benny Carter, he had some recordings. In 1939, 1940 till, yes, from 1935 till 1941, he had this big band. He made a try right after leaving the Benny Goodman trio, but he couldn't proceed. And in 1934-35, he was recording with Willie Bryant, as we've been listening before. So now let's listen to this song recorded in 1940 that is called Coconut Groove, Teddy Wilson Big Band. Yes, yes, yes. You're listening to All That Swing by Big Daddy, music, culture, and history of the 30s and the 40s. And that was the great Teddy Wilson Orchestra, 1940, Coconut Grove. Yes, great song. Now I want you to listen a rendition, a special rendition of the song Easy Does It, recorded by the Count Basie Orchestra in 1939, but a song written, composed by Cy Oliver, who was the arranger and the trumpet player of the Harlem Express, meaning the Jimmy Lansford Orchestra. So this is a rendition that you can find on the record A Swing Love Fest with Norma Miller as a special guest, and the band that plays is the Billy Bross Swing Orchestra. Hope you enjoy this song, Easy Does It. Yes, yes, yes. The Billy Bros Swing Orchestra from the album made in 2016, December, a Swing Love Fest with Queen of Swing, Miss Norma Miller. This was the band with the song of Cy Oliver, Easy Does It. Great rendition. If you remember, maybe if you're a long-time dancer, you could remember that for Frankie Manning's 99th birthday, this song was adopted to make a choreography. Easy Does It, that everybody danced on. Okay, now let's move to a new band. Let's meet a new band. This is a white one, and it's very famous one, the Casaloma Orchestra. The story of the Casaloma Orchestra began in Detroit. Jean Goldcat, who had been born in France in 1899, came to the United States with his parents in 1910 and settled in Chicago and in the early 20s in Detroit. Although trained as a concert pianist, Goldcat turned to popular music to earn a living. Goldcat had a dance band at Greystone Ballroom, which Goldcat converted from what had previously been an outdoor dance hall and restaurant. He also provided bands for outside engagements, and one of these was the Orange Blossom Orchestra, whose personnel varied but included Pee Wee Hunt. The Casaloma was an impressive castle-like structure built by Sir Harry Pellet, a Canadian philanthropist, in his estate to the north of Toronto. It took 3 years to complete the building, and the Pellets moved in during the 13th. The hotel ran dances, it became a hotel then, and ran dances in 1927 and contracted Jean Goldcat to provide a suitable dance band. Goldcat sent the Orange Blossom Orchestra to fulfill the engagement. However, the Depression was beginning, and although the orchestra was rated a great attraction, the hotel venture was not successful, and the hotel closed after the band had been in residence for just 8 months. The band members returned to Detroit, where they filled any jobs that came their way. After a short time, with little work coming to them, they were offered an engagement in New York and decided to go on the road. They formed a cooperative band, which they named the Casaloma Orchestra, after the engagement in Canada. After a couple of years, leadership of the band was taken over by Glenn Gray. And in the early days, the Casaloma Orchestra was successful and obtained a good deal of work, including several long residences and some sponsored radio series. The band was playing musical arrangements provided mainly by Gene Gifford and was noted for its originality. It played great swing-styled music for dancing well before the swing craze caught on in the mid-30s. In part, this was because the Casaloma Orchestra was, unlike its contemporaries, adapting elements from the styles of the black bands of the period. The band provided a well-balanced mixture of dance music and rhythm tunes, with Kenny Sargent taking the romantic vocals and Pee Wee Hunt handling the novelty and rhythm vocals. The band was not lacking in instrumental soloists, especially with Sonny Dunham, Hunt, and Clarence Achinrider, sometimes given as Achinrider as well. In the personal, in short, the Casaloma Orchestra was, at the time, the top white swing band. We've been naming it in a previous episode, along with the Ishan Jones Orchestra, the orchestra that was then taken by Woody Herman in the late 30s. And some critics, while accepting the preeminence of the band in the first half of the 30s, claimed that the band went into decline from then on. The truth is that the Casaloma Orchestra maintained its high standards, but other bands were catching up in style and in the arrangements that they played. So now let's listen to one of their best songs, really swinging tune. The name is No Name Jive. number 2, and it was recorded in 1940. The Casaloma Orchestra. No Name Jive number 2, the Casaloma Orchestra, White Orchestra, one of the best white dance orchestra of the 30s, along with the Isham Jones of the first part of the 30s. And the song was recorded in 1940, although later than it was supposed to be, as they were so famous in the first half of the 30s. But great song for dancing, No Name Jive number 2. Now I want to bring you into the neo swing movement of the mid 90s, late 90s, with a band I love most, my fave band ever, the Royal Crown Revue. The band was formed in 1989 by the singer Eddie Nichols and the tenor sax player Mando Dorama. And they, as a trio, anyway, they came from the rockabilly scene, and they were the band that gave more evidence to the neo swing movement, that brought something new anyway, that spirit that came from punk rock. And I had the pleasure to play with them at the Swing Craze Festival for one song that was their rendition of Sing Sing Sing, that it was Barflies at the Beach. And At the same time, their trumpet player, Scott Steen, has been playing with my band, the Billy Bros Swing Orchestra, about almost 1 year when he was living here in Italy in 2000, around 2012, 13, something like that. Anyway, this is a great band, and I want you to listen to a song from their record, their third record, Walk on Fire, and dedicated to Sam Butera. And the song is Take a Long Drink for Me, a special one. Great Royal Crown Revue. Hup, hup.
Take a long drink for me. Holla gal, she don't like to plead. So light my smoke, take a long drink for me. And she said, please have a seat right next to me. You've got a smile like a guy I used to see. So be a pal, take a long drink for me. Have a long look at me. Just pretend and smile longingly. Just like all
Yes. The great Royal Crown Revue from their record. Welcome Fire. The song was Take a Long Drink for Me. A great neo swing band, my favorite band. I love it. There's no talk about it. Okay, you've been listening to the 20th episode of All That Swing by Big Daddy, music culture in history of the 30s and the 40s. This program is part of the Swing European Network project co-financed by the European Union. And I'll be seeing you next month, and I'll leave you. Plan you now, dig you late, Gates. Big Daddy say hello with a live song from the Savoy Ballroom, 1945, Buddy Johnson Orchestra, Traffic Jam. Hip hip!
Hold on to your seats now because we got something coming up that's really terrific. Buddy Johnson is Welcome Rhythm Orchestra and a little thing called Traffic Jam.